So very recently, I posted on my YouTube thing, the YouTube community tab, about how AI can now essentially mimic human behavior. We are at the singularity, which is an event that's going to happen in the future, to, is coming ever so closely. See, so, see, it's actually far closer than we think. Some people think, oh, it won't happen till 2100. No, it's going to happen around the 2040s. He's somewhere around there. But I could talk about the that in itself in its entirety. But something, oh, of course, two people left the game, of course. But again, the servers are kind of wonky right now because of live maintenance. So I really got kicked out of the server last time, but no, out of a match last time. So, but it is something that many weeaboos have been dreaming for a while. Your waifus being real. We are at the doorstep of that actually becoming a reality. That they could be real. That artificial intelligence could be able to mimic your waifu. Yep, or husbando if you're into Waluigi, of course, or if you're, of course, a female and of course you have a husbando. Basically, it's the same thing. Especially those who like Speedwagon, JoJo fans, and Waluigiists, and of course Shrek. We already have stuff like Alexa, Siri, Bixby, voice, AI voice things. But very very recently, I said that soon in the future our waifus could be real. It's something that people say, oh, if you have a waifu, you're a weirdo. But AI is very, very much advancing much faster than people think it is. AI is just very recently, a day ago, was already able to. Again, it's probably a couple years from completely being human-like, and it's probably a couple, like 5 or 6 years from being completely human-like in intelligence. And probably a decade away from even surpassing our intelligence for the first time. And of course, 2 decades away, which is in the 2040s, when the singularity will take place, and technology, which will include immortality, will basically come. And yeah, will basically stop becoming a Type 1 civilization. Well, we'll soon start to travel to the stars and do all stuff. And even if you want to virtually become an immortal presence like Nova from Alita Battle Angel. But again, by 2050, we will be basically with AI. We'll basically have AI helping us in every factor. If we're sick, AI could give us like nanotechnology or something like that to make us better. But let's get back to the actual topic of the video. Why could your waifus or favorite fictional characters be real in the next 20 years? I think it's a very, 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 or even the next 10 years. I think it's a 50% probability it will happen by the end of 2030. It is a very, very, very real probability that we'll have robots that will essentially be like fictional characters. They will essentially be human-like, but they will basically not be humans. They'll be AI. Okay, and then in the future, 60 to 70 years, you'll be able to duplicate your mind. Okay, not 70 to 80 years, like 100 years from now. You'll be able to duplicate your mind, if you still want to. So if you, like, for example, have lost family members that couldn't make it to the singularity, you can basically replicate your mind, or have your family members saved as an AI system and basically replicate your mind or artificial mind into an AI system. Basically, it will basically they will still be around because there'll be AI forms of them. They'll never go away. Because of AI. Same thing with other family members as well. According to many futurists, most people under the age of 50 have a very, very high chance of becoming immortal, or at least living to 300 years old, which is still a long time. time, within the 300 years old. But again, I think that's what I'll explain. You know, living again. If you live to 300 years old, wouldn't you want to live longer than 300 years old? I think that's the whole reason why it's called longevity escape velocity. You too, in the future, you'll choose when to die. Basically, you don't. If you want to live into the end of the universe or live past the end of the universe, it is your choice because humanity will only get smarter, more technologically advanced. We can basically make our own universes, planets, life forms. We can we can make dinosaurs be back. We can make extinct animals back. We can even bring back souls that have died essentially. Which again, that's the singularity prediction for the afterlife. They can bring back any person who has died, any creature that has died, any animal who has died. Which again, that's the singularity prediction for the afterlife. So essentially, no matter what you believe in, what afterlife it is, death will never be final because of the singularity. For any creature. Okay, even if you believe there is nothing. That the fact that, again, there was already overwhelming evidence that there is a soul in everybody's body. And that the soul does travel, like, is a quantum being. The first law of thermodynamics already proves that there is a soul, in our bodies. But again, in the future, through quantum mechanics, through scientific reincarnation, through the singularity, through super intelligence, we can basically do whatever we want. We'll basically become gods in the future. And again, this will also extend to your waifus. You can basically live in eternal happiness. You don't have to worry about the world of stress, anger, and because if you want being a fictional character for the rest of your life makes you happy for the rest of eternity, then so be it. That's your wish. So be it. Okay. If you for example, liking an I'll go over that in another video. Liking a fictional character or falling in love with a fictional character is not wrong. I could go over that in another video. It is not wrong. Okay, or evil, or again, considering what all the technological advancements in the future. I just hope Hitler does not come back. I think he probably will. So, but again, some madman's gonna bring him back. I think that could happen. Some madman's gonna bring back Hitler, but North Korea is gonna bring back their eternal leader Kim Il Sung. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens, but I'll talk about the singularities predictions. But yeah, someone already made one. About the singularity and the predictions for the afterlife. Basically, someone already made a video about it. I don't know what I forgot what the channel is called. I know they use like a text to speech thing. It was called like the 12 theories of the afterlife. Essentially, 12 theories. One of them is like quantum immortality and all that stuff. Spiritualism, longevity, escape velocity, which will be coming very, very soon in the next 15 years. Basically like that. But and also make another video comparing this planet to a previous world that I believe once lived on it. Comparing it to that world and how we're actually very, very, very startlingly close to that planet, that alien planet I could talk about. But yeah, in the future, weeaboos. First of all, you could become immortal and become with your waifu, be with your waifus forever. That will be every weeaboo's biggest dream. Okay, it won't be forever alone. You won't be mocked because the technology will exist. The technology in the future will exist. Well, they will exist, okay, as well. Again, you could even, basically it'll be an AI, robot. Again, it could be an android, an artificial life form, because we can make artificial life forms. It is possible, okay? I already went over several creatures that could exist by the end of this century, like Pikachu from Pokemon, a Goomba, dinosaurs, okay? I think we're on a verge of a technological revolution. Something that I think everybody under the age of 50 will greatly benefit from it. benefit from it greatly. Okay, so yeah, your waifus will become real in the future. That's basically about this video. Goodbye.